Welcome to the Mind and Body Performance Podcast, where we explore what it takes to level up your personal well-being. I'm your host, Jake Murphy, and today's topic is on discipline and how it may give you the power to take control of both yourself and your life. Now remember, these are my thoughts, my experiences. You may agree and you may not, which is totally okay. Wouldn't it be boring in this world if we all were the same? We all have the same passions, the same commitments, the same thoughts, the same schedules, routines. That'd be a hard life to live because everybody would be doing exactly the same thing as you. We all have different passions. We all have different commitments. We all have different lifestyles and interests. But the one thing that remains still within those passions, those interests, and those different things that we do and we enjoy is that no matter what it is, if we want to become the best version of ourselves, we must practice self-discipline. Research shares that 20 to 40% of human beings in this world practice self-discipline on a daily basis. And now what's extremely difficult about self-discipline is it's a part of your lifestyle. Meaning that when you decide to be disciplined, there are so many different areas within your life that you must practice. I see this all the time within athletics and within the gym is that a lot of people are super disciplined with going to work out or going to the field, going to exercise. That's something that we enjoy. Now, if I was to ask those same people how many are disciplined with their food habits or with their water intake or with their recovery or with their sleep schedule, that's a whole different story. With their home environment, with their relationships. Discipline is in everywhere that we go. I like to break it down into 3 separate categories. You have your passion. Now, if you're listening to this, that can be your career, that can be your sport, that can be your instrument, your passion. Then you got your home. So if you are a young person listening to this, that home could be your bedroom. That home can be your space. And then amongst obviously the home at which you live in. All right, and then you got your person, meaning your human being, your personal stuff. So it's between your passion, your home, and then your personal life. 3 different spaces of which all need to be and have you practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is just as simple as you are about to go to sleep and you know that you need to get 8 hours of sleep. You know you need to wake up at 6 a.m. and it's 10 p.m. You know you should put the phone away. But for whatever reason, we stay scrolling. Self-discipline is you putting that phone away and going to sleep. That's self-discipline. That's also a form of self-love. Because when you wake up that next day after you got 8 hours of sleep, you're going to feel extremely good about yourself. You're going to feel good inside about the way that you feel because you gave yourself those 8 hours of sleep and you put the phone away. Self-discipline will be it's 8:30 and you haven't made dinner yet and you are so hungry and you got frozen pizza in the fridge, or you have ground turkey. And you could either take the 10-15 minutes to cook the ground turkey, eat it with a salad, or eat it with some rice, or eat a whole meal with that ground turkey, or you could take the easy route and just heat up that frozen pizza, and you could eat that frozen pizza. Self-discipline is going to be you choosing the harder option because it's good for you and because it's going to help you grow. Self-discipline is you getting up in the morning And you know that the only time that you can exercise is going to be before work. You work a 9 to 5. Self-discipline is you getting up at 5 a.m. so you could go hit a workout from 6 to 7:30. You could go home, make breakfast, and then you can get to work on time. And when you get paired with those two choices in the morning of, hey, should I get up? Or hey, should I not? You're choosing getting up majority of the time. Now, self-discipline isn't saying that sometimes you're not going to be overly tired in the morning and you need that extra sleep because your body is telling you. And to be honest, we're going to talk about that too, because it's important that you develop the mind that is able to be so self-aware, but also so confident in oneself and your ability to understand when your body actually needs rest versus when your body is just trying to be in this comfort state. But regardless, as far as discipline, it's pushing yourself to do the things that you don't want to do because it's going to help you feel better about yourself, both mentally and physically. And something with me, I bring up the sleep. Well, the sleep was hindering me for a long time. It's called sleep procrastination. And I was having it extremely. I was working an extremely long day. It was 15, 16 hours. And then I felt like I was finally getting my me time later on at night. My me time was me scrolling on social media, me watching a TV show, me eating something, just doing things that weren't necessarily productive when I should be sleeping. And for me, the discipline was, okay, I need to put my phone away and I need to go to sleep because I'm not able to perform at my best each day, both for myself and for my clients and whoever I'm working for, if I'm not proper rested. So that's a form of self-discipline, self-love. It's important you get 8 hours of sleep. It's important for both your mind and your body. Another thing is hydrating. It's much harder to stay disciplined with hydrating when it's hot outside, although that's the time when you need it the most. Your hydration is so important for both your brain and your body. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guy had mentioned that successful people wake up first thing in the morning and they drink lemon water. Why do they drink lemon water? Well, research says that lemon water is going to hydrate you 3 times faster than just regular plain water. And the reason why is because it's got potassium in it. And in order to make an electrolyte, you need salt, potassium, magnesium. So you want to elevate your day first thing in the morning and almost jumpstart your engine. Start it off by drinking a lemon water with a little bit of salt. And if you want to add some flavor, sprinkle in some honey in there. Or apple cider vinegar. Or any sort of fruit in the mix as well. And if you do that and you drink that first thing in the morning, you're going to raise your energy levels and you're going to feel that both in your brain and in your body. But it takes discipline to do these things every single day. But the one thing that I think is, and it almost makes it a non-negotiable, is that everything we just spoke about in regards to your sleep, in regards to hydration, in regards to your nutrition, your training style, all of those things are fully in your control. And that's the big thing with self-discipline, is that it is fully in your control. Self-discipline is just about your choices. But it gets hard, and I'll relay back to when I was working those long hours, because there's also studies that say we make 30,000 decisions each and every day. And as a business owner, I'm making decisions all day long. So by the time it is late at night, I am extremely tired, my brain's exhausted, and I find myself making decisions that aren't necessarily good for my mind and body. And that is me, instead of just going to sleep, trying to make up and pass time through, oh, I'm giving to me now. This is my me time. Let me relax. But in reality, my me time is me getting my stuff prepared for the next day so that I could just wake up and get moving and go to sleep. So I can get 8 hours of sleep and I can wake up and be my best person. Something that I've done pretty recently, I would say I've been doing it for about 4 months now, is setting up everything that I need the night before. So I have 2 cups of coffee first thing in the morning. I also have a gigantic electrolyte water first thing in the morning. So I take my electrolyte water and I put it on my nightstand. Boom, that's the night before. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I roll over. No matter how tired I am, that's the first thing I do, is chug the electrolyte water. And this is a gigantic mason jar. After that, I brush my teeth. I should make my bed. Now, do I make my bed all the time? No. All right, but I do brush my teeth. Then I go in, I grab my coffee. I also pre-pack the night before my breakfast for the morning. So my 2 favorite breakfasts for when I need to get up and really go is going to be a yogurt with seeds, and I add some blueberries in there, Greek yogurt. All right, so it's got about 30 grams of protein in my serving that I use. And I also pre-pack egg salad. So I got hard-boiled eggs, and I take cottage cheese. I put cottage cheese in there, a little bit of mustard, and salt and pepper. And I mix that up. 3 to 4 eggs. I traditionally do 4 eggs, and that's what I do first thing in the morning. But I set that up the night before. And that helps me stay disciplined, because now it's me setting it up as part of my nighttime routine. And then me getting it prepared in the morning, or consuming my electrolyte water and then grabbing my coffee, is a part of my morning routine. So something that I talk about in regards to taking control of your day, well, what better way to take control of your day than to have a morning and a nighttime routine that is both setting and ending your day. Almost like the sunrise and the sunset. You're practicing the sunrise and the sunset, but just for your own unique human being. And I think that that is something that is really beneficial in regards to us being able to take our discipline and be able to use it each and every day throughout our life. But it really does start with that morning and lifetime routine. Once you decide to practice self-discipline consistently on a daily basis, you're going to feel so good about yourself and your life. The reason is because there's so much things out here that are out of our control. They're out of our control. The things you see on the news are out of our control. The things you see on social media are out of your control. The things other people do and other people say are out of our control. And yet, those are things that give us anxiousness, stress, this feeling of overwhelm. But if we practice this self-discipline, which is fully in our control, in each aspect of our lives, that's going to allow us to take control of ourselves and then ultimately our life. That's all I got for you for today's episode. If you like this episode, the more we are able to like, comment, and share, the more this podcast episode is going to be shared on other platforms. I'm going to leave you with this note. All right, when you practice self-discipline, simplify it down to you just controlling your controllables. When you control your controllables consistently, day in and day out, you control yourself, and then ultimately you control your life.